It's about to start. Very weird.
T3 Media.
Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. Welcome to another week of Talking Through the Medias. Talking Through the Media is your home for entertainment, news, and reviews by fans for fans. Make sure if you like what you're seeing, you like and subscribe. You can support us by becoming a member or sponsor us on Patreon for exclusives, which we would very much appreciate. Make sure you share your thoughts. Drop us a comment in the box below because we want to hear them. I'm Amy Newman. Joining me today is Chris Fagan. Chris, how you doing?
I am outstanding. I'm enjoying these new hotkeys, so I'm able to just push a button and watch this. Boom, it goes to Amy. Boom, it comes back to Chris. There's a graphic.
That is a pretty hot key.
Yeah, oh, hot cha cha cha. Here we go.
Cha 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 cha.
Well, just like you said, guys, I'm Chris Fagan. That's Amy Newman. And this is another week of entertainment news and reviews by fans for fans. As she said, I'm going to just step over her whole lines and just, take credit for them.
Did I do it wrong?
No, not at all. I just like, I like to repeat whatever you say, and then you blame me for not listening. I'm like, I think I was listening, and that whole argument, I'm always in those types of argument with people. Why aren't you? I find that people just mumble. It's not that I'm not listening. It's just that people mumble a lot, and they usually mumble when I'm not paying attention. So let's just get started with today, guys. You already know what it is, guys. We're gonna go through 3 trending topics. If you didn't have time to catch us on YouTube, or if you want to just do it on the podcast version, do it. Listen to us on the podcast version. You can do that. You can go to SoundCloud, or we're also on iTunes. You can also check this out, guys. You can also support the channel by going to t3medias.com/contact and or add us on our social media accounts and just let us know your thoughts and comments, your questions. Send them there as well. During the live show, we'll be looking out for any super chats. We'll interrupt the show and we'll answer your question right here on the spot to help support the show, and through tips on Streamlabs as well. Or you might want to become a sponsor on our Patreon. Guys, speaking of sponsors, Talking Through the Medias is brought to you by a very, very special lady. You see her every week. Her name is Amy Newman. And I want to just take this time to just to say how much I appreciate Amy Newman and everything that she does. This woman has more talent than a little bit. I'm just going to say it like that. That's actually a compliment where I'm from. That means she has a lot of talent.
I have a medium amount of talent.
No, over here it means you have a lot of talent, but we just say it like that. So, and when I say talent, I mean that. If you have not gone to her YouTube channel and checked out her series, guys, I want you to go do that. I think this is sound. You don't know what I'm about to do. I think I'm sound right now. I think there's sound coming out that's about to come out of this, but it might be.
You're from that TV show, Newport High.
Yep.
No
Yeah. You know, Michael, my offer always stands.
What?
I have this friend. She's just a nice girl, and you really like her.
Michael?
Your friend Sam?
I was more than a casual fan.
Do you think I'm gonna screw it up? Like, real talk, am I gonna screw it up?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt.
To being fabulously well-adjusted.
Cheers.
That was season 1 of Your Biggest Fan. It's streaming. Go to YouTube. Go to Amy's YouTube channel and check out that whole season. I finished it. I said I was going to watch it just a little bit at a time, and instead of just binging the whole thing. And I've already found my character that I'm keeping my eye on. I've already got my favorite character. It's not who you think.
Is it me? Because if it's not me, I quit.
Well, Talking to the Medias will only be streaming with me. No, I think my favorite. Who's my favorite character? I'll tell you if I tell you, then I'll tell you after the show. No,
there's only like 6 characters in the whole thing.
I don't want to spoil anything. Okay, my favorite character is a person who just like kind of comes out of nowhere in the background and just pick up something and be like, just look at you and just walk away. He didn't say anything. I'm like, what is that guy's problem? Why is he looking at Amy like that? I just couldn't figure it out. He did it in one episode. I think he did it like 2 or 3 times. He just was somewhere in the background. I think it was a party. Picks up a plate of food or gets a drink, and he just.
By the way, I don't know whose socials I'm rocking right now.
Oh, that was from another. Oh, I'm sorry about that. That was from another episode. Let me fix that for you. And but while I talk about, I'll keep your TikTok handle up there.
Just a hovering TikTok logo.
Yeah, I'll keep that up there just to say Amy doesn't have TikTok and we don't know why.
I actually did download it today for like a work audition thing, but nothing is on there. So.
Yeah, you didn't.
But thank you for the shout out, Chris. Thank you for the love. At some point, if my social media stuff's on the screen, if you go to either of those accounts, either like pinned on my Twitter or in my Instagram bio, that should be easy access if you want to check out season 1 of Your Biggest Fan. But thank you for watching it, Chris, and I'm very glad you enjoyed it. There it is.
There we go. All right, now
I'm getting better at like mirroring my hand to get this right.
You're balancing that plate real good.
Really good. I'm gonna spin it.
I don't have that graphic yet, but guys, like I said, guys, we have 3 topics we're gonna go through real quick, and give you our thoughts, our opinions about them, and just share them with you. If you have any questions that you want to ask us, just put it in the box, like I always say, and we'll probably talk about it on We Got Your Mail. So let's go down these main topics, these trending topics, one by one. For why is that trending? So, Amy, what's the first one we got?
We got all kinds of things trending. Super Bowl, the Tom Brady win, super spreader event potentially, and of course the commercials. This week, the world witnessed Tom Brady winning another Super Bowl with his new team, the Tampa Bay Bucks, over the Kansas City Chiefs in a blowout. Other highlights of Sunday's big game included the halftime performance from the Weeknd and, of course, those funny Super Bowl commercials. So there you go. Lot to unpack. We have some fan comments, but we'll get to those in a minute.
I'm actually stalling a little bit because I was fixing your graphic. There we go. I fixed it right at the nick of time. I was almost a few seconds late, but I had to make sure to fix it. But did you caught the Super Bowl, right? I did
catch the Super Bowl. I usually watch. I'm not a big football girl, but I do usually catch the Super Bowl at least, because I feel like you miss out so much on the really it's the commercials and the halftime show and like any weird like meme-worthy stuff that happens. That's sort of more what I'm there for than the football, and just like an excuse to eat
playoffs
like and drink beer just like for a full laugh.
It's a holiday. It's a holiday. Yeah, but we were tweeting each other. It was funny because me and you tweeting. We were going back and forth on the phone talking about our favorite part of the game. We were texting about all the commercials and everything.
Oh, I could not have cared. It was such a boring game. I don't know much about football, but that game was like, all right.
You can say, you're like, I don't know much about this, but I know what I don't like. And I don't like this.
And honestly, it was like, all right, the Chiefs won last year.
Right. We was going to see if they were going to.
It's not really that exciting if they win. I don't like Tom Brady, and it's not really exciting if he wins. Like, they really managed to make it like, I have no, because normally I can at least kind of go like, okay, I'm going to root for the underdog, or I'm going to root, this team has this player with this great story. And I feel like they managed to really make me not.
Tom Brady had the best story. I mean, maybe I'm the biggest fan of Tom Brady, or maybe I hate his guts, or maybe he's earned my respect over the years. But throughout, in comparing him to Kansas City and everything, I'm sorry, he had the better story. I wanted him to win just to see if he could, at his age, get that 7th ring. I'm like, I don't care if he never wins it ever again, but if after getting that 7th victory, I don't think anybody will ever touch him. I think that record's it's either gonna stand for a long time, or it'll never be touched. I mean, I just can't see it. I don't think anybody's gonna hit that record.
It's impressive.
It's impressive.
I don't love the guy, but it's impressive.
We're not going to debate about Deflategate and anything like that, but if you know what that is. But the main thing that was also being discussed while we were texting back and forth on it was we were kind of tricked in the beginning of it. We thought that this was a super spreader nightmare that was happening right at the beginning of the game. Like, look at all those people that's about to get sick. Nobody's moving. They're just sitting there catching COVID.
So I was like, there's so many people. And
I said, I said zoom
Those are
in.
dolls. You got tricked by dolls. I was like, okay, I'm an idiot. We knew that.
Yeah, the Buccaneers.
I was also like 3 beers deep at that point. Like, why are there so many people?
You know, it is Florida. I mean, they
Pandemic.
literally exactly, but you know it's Florida, so you know the governor ordered blow up dolls for the game. So that's they were legit blow up dolls.
Hey,
I could do what? You said you could pay for what? Uh-oh, are we losing you? Or am I losing? Was that you or me?
it was me.
Oh, okay. Well, you said something about you can pay to have your picture on the out there on a cardboard cutout, right?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hold on. Go ahead and take the reins for a minute. I'm gonna figure out my internet thing.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
So so let me tell you exactly what we were talking about, guys. Amy was all like, "What the hell are all those people doing out there?" And I was like, pause the video and look closer. And she's all like, "Oh my God, is that a blow up doll? That's a legit blow up doll. It's like from 1985. It's disgusting." And I was like, "No, I don't think that's what it is." And then there was pictures of like celebrities, things like that. I think you saw Bernie Sanders with mittens out there, sitting out there.
Yeah. So what I was saying, I'm sure people, because you could pay, I think it was a couple $100 to get your like picture. So I'm guessing someone like paid to do Bernie or whatever. But
yeah, they've been doing that in wrestling too.
I don't know what the money. They never established what the money went to, but
to the blow up doll industry. I'm telling you, those pictures,
cutouts, Chris.
why can't I have this? Why can't... So while I was having fun with that joke the whole time, we were also enjoying the Super Bowl commercials. I tried to stay away from as many.
Generous. They were fine. They were weak this year.
I feel like this year they showed us the best ones online before the game, and then you saw them again.
That bothered me so much.
Yeah.
Every time I went on Twitter, I was like, wait, this is like half of why I watched the Super Bowl. I don't want to see the commercials, a week in advance.
Right.
But honestly, I didn't think there was, we'll get to that. I didn't think there was much to write home about commercial wise.
I know Joe Ryan was upset that his favorite commercial didn't really make it through the bracket. I just honestly, Joe, let me tell you what happened. I didn't want to put up a whole bunch of options out in there and just because the show would have ran too long. So I honestly just took notes of the ones that, cause I didn't catch them before the show. I caught them during the show, and I just took notes of the ones that I just happened to catch because I was ripping and running back and forth. And after the fact, I realized I missed so many trailers, so many TV spots. I missed so many commercials, and I caught it after the fact. So if you want to be mad at somebody, blame me or blame Amy. She was the one that was really distracting me with, is that a blow up doll in the third row? I couldn't concentrate.
I was relieved. I thought, and I think we'll get to this in a second. Sort of the debates about the appropriateness of having this event at all this year aside, and again, I think we'll get more to that in a second. I appreciated that the commercials didn't go too hard on I was ready for commercial after commercial after commercial.
Wear your mask by Bud Light.
It's been a tough year, but with Ford tough.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't want to hear God love him, the Bruce Springsteen, we finding unity. It's like, let's read the room a little, Bruce.
Our country's been through a lot. And when you go through a lot, you want to take a Bud Light, just like mix a message.
I didn't think many of them were screamingly funny or really that memorable, but I was worried because I'd seen an article of commercials shouldn't try to be funny this year. It's too bleak a year. And I'm like, oh,
that's when they definitely should be funny. It's like if the world's already, in hell in the handbasket, why would you want to throw gasoline on that fire? I mean, that dumpster fire, no, let's throw a little love, sprinkle a little love on it. That's what I do.
I will say, we got a comment from Tetra Sphere, wrote into the show asking us the following, said the super butt and sports in general are super spreader events. No one seems to care or even think about it. A bunch of sweaty ass dudes spitting and touching and rubbing up against each other. That's why I love it. Tackling each other, spitting in each other's mouths. Are we? I don't know if we're watching the same game.
Yeah, exactly.
What the one you're watching, where everyone's spitting in each other's mouth?
That's what confused me the whole time. I was like, dude, what game are you watching, man?
But he goes on to say, we're closing down small businesses, but yet we allow for sports to remain open. Are we stupid? LOL. I can't open my business, but yet a pointless fucking game, which means absolutely nothing, is still in play.
So a hardcore football fan is what we're talking about, right? Like this sounds like you don't really like sports. Anyway, that's what
I will say, I know a lot of them were.
What was his name again?
Tetra Sphere.
Tetra Sphere. Yeah, Tetris doesn't sound like he plays football or likes football.
Well, but I do understand where they're coming from, because I will say there was a definite. I thought I cried when Amanda Gorman did her poem, because she's amazing, and I love that we have a poet that is now a national rock star. I think that's so cool. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I will say there's also an element of doing that, having her give that, recite that poem, having that moment of talk, here's to our frontline workers, here's a nurse, here's an educator here, and then cutting to the stands, and it's people are there with their noses hanging out of their masks, and it did feel a little tone deaf. It did feel a little I get it's a big industry. I get people really wanted this year. Yeah. Do we have to? I don't know. I think it's a nuanced issue, and I can understand. It was also outdoors. A lot of the people there were vaccinated. It's really cool that they got healthcare workers in to see. I think a third of the crowd were vaccinated healthcare workers, which is a lovely sentiment. Right. I think it's a really gray area issue, and I can understand people on either side of this going, this was totally inappropriate, or they did it as best they could.
I think either answer on one side or the other is going to be correct. I mean, because on one side they're going to say, with things being so bleak, we need a little entertainment. We need to be able to get that comedy show or hopefully that movie theater things to boost morale. But at the same time, we need to be safe. Both is correct.
Yeah. I think the game could have happened without a crowd. I know it's not quite the same, but they made it work.
In Florida? Oh no, they probably. I'm surprised that there was that many blow up dolls in the seat. they wanted to shoulder to shoulder lick your ticket and give it to the. they wanted that. I'm telling you, what is that guy saying?
Now for the halftime show, we're all just gonna kiss for a while.
Yeah, everybody spit towards the 50-yard line and show the team how much you love them.
The Tampa Bay Bucks cheer where you just lick your hand and then hold it out and the person next to you licks it.
Give that high five. Yeah, that's spit. We probably got to move. We gotta probably move on from this joke. We're probably gonna get flagged by YouTube. Are you guys telling people to spit on it? Okay, sorry.
Or they'll promote us.
Yeah, because people's kinks. I mean, I'm not going to start an OnlyFans anytime soon, but hey, I see the potential. But guys, let us know what you guys think about the Super Bowl, about all the commercials. We're going to go later on We Got Your Mail. We got your vote. We're going to talk about more of the top commercials that we saw.
I have thoughts
about the. I have big
thoughts about that M. Night Shyamalan movie and how it was the funniest commercial.
We know we're going to share. So everybody, let us know what you guys think about the whole M. Night Shyamalan thing, and we'll talk about it. We got your mail.
Exactly.
My answer might surprise you. What's the next topic we have?
Well, the Britney Spears conservatorship case has headed back to court after a new documentary about Spears by the New York Times came out on Hulu. Calls to #FreeBritney were joined by a new message. We're sorry, Britney. An old clip of Craig Ferguson explaining why he won't tell jokes about the pop star has resurfaced online. Ferguson then announced that he wouldn't be telling any jokes about Spears and suggested other members of the media handle the pop star in a more delicate manner. People are falling apart. People are dying. That Anna Nicole Smith woman, she died. It's not a joke. It stops being funny then, he said. From The Hollywood Reporter, seemingly referring to that was from The Hollywood Reporter, Seemingly referring to the documentary, Spears wrote, "Each person has their story and their take on other people's stories. We all have so many different, bright, beautiful lives. Remember, no matter what we think we know about a person's life, it is nothing compared to the actual person living behind the lens."
Exactly. I caught
it?
Yeah, I caught it. Me and Joy, we watched it. I didn't know.
I mean, because I grew up in that age. Like,
Yeah.
I had a Britney poster. Like, Oops, I Did It Again, I think was the first album I bought. Like, this was the era I came of age, and it was jaw-dropping to be reminded of how bad it was.
Yeah, and even during that time, because I mean, I know me and Britney are in the same age group. And I remember when she was on her rise, when the boy bands were coming up, and they were like, a solo female artist isn't going to be able to compete with these guys, and she did. She was there. It was Britney, Spice Girls, NSYNC, and the Backstreet Boys. They were all dominating the charts at the same time. And Diddy was like, "What the hell?" But I remember how there was reports of like young girls going to these concerts. "Oh my God, I love Britney so much," and their dads would stick around and have an extra ticket too, and be like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna stick around for the show too." It was a lot of creepy guys and stuff coming at her.
Every time I remember how young she was when that schoolgirl outfit.
Yeah.
It's so suggestive.
At 16 or 15.
So sexualized.
And everybody was wondering, when is she a virgin? When is she about to turn 18? Oh my God, she's almost legal. Like, dude, you got like today. If that stuff was happening today, oh man, a lot of that would have been shut down so fast.
Yeah.
But in the early 2000s, in 1999, it was just like, why are you acting like such a bee about it? I'm just asking about your breasts. I mean, what's going on? Like, that was
insane.
It was
we have
crazy.
to talk about your breasts. The interviewer literally was like, like that was the elephant in the room.
They're telling me in my ear that I gotta ask about about the twins. I'm like, what? I was like, I wish I could have like quantum leap right there and just make her say like, well, okay, so are you married? I would have put him on the spot. I would have turned it back around to him.
Yeah.
Be like, I'm underage, right? How are you married?
And women are have more agency to do that now. But you see in that documentary, like, she handles everything so graciously.
Yeah.
And with so much kindness and with so much grace. And, we're talking about essentially a child. I think we referenced that the Diane Sawyer interview where it's like, oh, this senator's wife said she would kill you if she had the chance.
Yeah.
And she's just sitting there like, well, that's so mean.
Yeah. Every answer she gave was
and
perfect.
she handled it brilliantly, just going, well, it's not my job to babysit her kid, but still the grace and now you'd be like, all right, square up, bitch.
Meet me, catch me outside. Yeah, the catch me outside girl today gets millions of dollars and gets to do whatever the hell she wants. But the oh wow, I wish she didn't do that. She gets to have her dad like say, "You're not mentally competent."
And it's insane because she was everything you were supposed to be. She was gorgeous, thin, white, blonde, sexy, virginal. Like, she literally could not have fit more the perfect mold of like, this is what we want a woman to be in America. It still wasn't enough.
It was. I'm not even gonna lie. I remember back then because I was probably a bit when Justin Timberlake went solo and that album came out and the whole spin about. I thought, because we were led to believe that the whole thing was true. The whole thing about her cheating on him with the choreographer, whatever you said, and then he made the Cry Me a River song or video, but out of being hurt. And now the whole thing is like, maybe that stuff wasn't true. I was like, I remember back then we all bought into it. It boosted his career. And then I thought about how this wasn't the first time that happened. I'm like, I'm a huge Justin Timberlake music fan. But then but I'm looking back at, if this would have happened today, it would have all played out differently.
Everyone would be on, and I think the documentary addresses a bit. Everyone would have been on social media telling their side. Their side
of the story. And like then what happened with Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson. And I remember how he quickly.
I feel like they planned on dropping this Super Bowl weekend. Like
it was exactly. It just reminded you a whole bunch of things that was like. I remember thinking way back then, like, wait a sec. I mean, I understand that Justin Timberlake is the hotter, the more popular pop star at the time, at the early 2000s in the moment. But we're talking about Janet Jackson. She comes from a legacy. And why y'all are throwing her under the bus? Janet Jackson, you know how powerful her family is, and it worked. I was like, wow, really? I like y'all. And I remember when that situation happened. No kids were really watching the Super Bowl at the time. It was a bunch of adults that thought it was all a part of the show. And then I'm looking, because today I'm looking back and I'm seeing Justin Timberlake should apologize. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? Then when I saw it, I was like, oh, okay. So Justin, that whole story might not have been true. So you used it to boost your career. And she probably had, it was chipping away at her sanity once. That's how the documentary played out. All these things were just chipping away at her little by little by little by little. And I understood a little bit more now. And I was like, damn, I bought into it.
Honestly, the shaved head thing, how much we all laughed at her. And it's like, I get it.
She thought that would make the paparazzi stop.
I don't want you to talk about my hair. This isn't about me. Don't touch me. Stay away from me. Like, it almost feels like things like assault victims will do to kind of build that wall around them.
Right. But it usually backfires, because then it's like, oh, now we're watching her decline. We're watching the mental break, and that's even more money for them to get pictures of. What I heard that a celebrity.
All I'm saying is someone who's done some real panicked quarantine haircuts. I get it, girl. I get it.
Yeah, I'm there too. But I heard from I don't know if this actually works, but I heard that some celebrities, whenever when they don't want to be bothered too much by the paparazzi, the trick is wear the same outfit, like a sweatshirt.
I've heard that.
Wear it every day.
Like it
looks like it's from the same day. It devalues the picture. It's like, how do I know that this is the same? This is a new picture from today, or what you took last week? Right. It's like, it's not my fault. She keeps wearing the same clothes. Well,
messed up.
And it works. I think little things like that. But they were pushing her so much to, be nice, get out there, get out. Because I remember on the beginning of the documentary, it said it was like the paparazzi and her were in this symbiotic relationship. Then as she grew up and just didn't want it, she wanted more privacy. It was like, it was too late. You fed the beast. Oh my God,
don't get me started though on the paparazzi and that thing. Like, well, she said leave me alone, but she meant like that day. Yeah. Like, she did not want you there. Oh my God, they were despicable.
I was like, oh my God, this dude, imagine this dude saying this on the stand. Yeah, she said no, but she didn't say it like that. Come on, Your Honor, you'd have to have been there.
Own it. You know what? Just own, like, I was making crazy money.
Yeah.
The culture at the time, it was wrong, and in hindsight, I made a mistake.
Well, he admitted that much of it. It's like,
but then he like swiveled back around and was like, but she kind of loved it.
But yeah, exactly. She once again made it her fault. Yeah. It was. I mean, hey, there's been people who have gotten paparazzi who've gotten totally beaten down for stepping over the line, for zooming in and taking pictures in a open blind and all that stuff, taking pictures of the children, things like that. I mean, just things go too far. Like Craig Ferguson said, like Princess Diana, she died. They had to make a law based on what happened to Princess Diana. So things could spiral out of control real quick.
Yeah. We asked the community. Fans are rallying to Britney Spears after the documentary, and there have been calls for people to look back into how Britney Spears has been treated. So, which do you mostly agree with? 3% said Diane Sawyer remarks in resurfaced interview were sexist. 6% said demands for Justin Timberlake to apologize, and 91% agree that Britney should be released from her father's conservatorship.
91% mostly agree.
And I generally, should apologies be made? Yeah, that'd be nice. But I think what's most important is these people who were so mistreated because of how we sort of skewed cultural views. I think it's great, that they're sort of getting a second look and getting like, Britney's been this amazing performer for all these years. She deserves, this, that, and the other. At the end of the day, I think far more than caring if, Diane Sawyer or Justin Timberlake apologize, it
begins and ends with the whole that emancipation from her dad thing.
Yeah.
That's a conflict.
Give the woman the life she deserves. And I don't know, they mentioned in the documentary there were, mental health sort of findings in that case that have been kept very secret. I think even her lawyer said, I don't know what was in that file.
Right.
I can't speak to that.
Right.
So I don't know what that is. Maybe the woman does need more help than we know. But it doesn't have to be her father. She's made it very clear that she does not want it to be her father, and that there are people in her life who could step up and help take care of her.
I feel like those judges are on the take. They're getting a kickback because when Britney herself came up with the idea, because I was screaming this at the TV, me and Joe were talking about that. I'm like, why don't they put it all in the trust or have a law firm handle it instead of her father, somebody impartial. See, companies do it all the time. Like they have a what's it, not the firm, what is it called, the not a council, what's that, the shareholders or whatever, they have that group in charge of everything. We'd have to vote on stuff, and then she said it herself. She's like, I would rather like the bank or someone, a third party be in charge of it, because it's a conflict of interest. And I feel like this girl can't be this helpless if she can figure this out legally on her own. She says, it doesn't feel fair that I have to pay for my lawyers to defend myself, pay my dad, and pay for my dad's lawyer to attack me.
If she needs a conservatorship, she should not be doing a Vegas residency.
Right.
But she can, and she's doing incredibly well. So
yeah, it's just and so I understand. I feel it when she says, you know what? Until it changes, I'm not going out there anymore. I'm not going to work.
Good for her.
That's what.
Put your foot down, girl.
But let us know what you guys think about that whole thing. You guys were overwhelmingly on the side of she should just end that conservatorship thing, and I don't know, maybe it's the right. I agree with it too.
He is trash, but that's the biggest. That's the biggest issue.
All right. And so let us know what you guys think, and maybe we'll talk about it some more on We Got Your Mail. So what's the last topic of the week?
Our final topic: Sony has made an official offer to Keanu Reeves to play Kraven the Hunter in an upcoming Spider-Man film. But the starring role of Kraven is not a done deal, according to a report from the Illuminati. Marvel Studios head Kevin Feige, a creative lead and producer on Sony's rebooted Spider-Man franchise set in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, previously told comicbook.com Marvel talks to Reeves, quote, for almost every film we make. I don't know when, if, or ever he'll join the MCU, but we very much want to figure out the right way to do it, Feige said of Reeves in the 2019 interview. Feige added, Jake Gyllenhaal was approached multiple times before signing on as Mysterio in Spider-Man Far From Home.
So based on, I guess, all this that you're seeing right here, what do you think? So if you don't know, Kraven the Hunter is it's a super enhanced. He's like the epitome of the most that the human body can be. Like he's super strong. I think he gets his powers from some magical drink, right? So, but he's the world's most perfect hunter and like beast catcher, and like he's tamed the lions, he's hunted down the rhinos. But no matter what it is, he can hunt it down and he can conquer. He's the king of the jungle. He's the top dog. And then he decides to set his sights on Spider-Man. He sees the quickness, the agility, and all the strength, everything that reminds him of him, and he takes it on as a challenge. It just depends on who's writing the story. I mean, sometimes he's being paid to hunt down Spider-Man. Other times it's like it's just a who's gonna lead? It'll be the king of the jungle kind of a mentality. It's just animal instinct driven kind of guy. So he's a cool character too. I believe he's Russian. So it reminds me that as far as Keanu Reeves, it reminds me a little bit of the whole thing with John Wick, the badassedness of it. But it reminds me of that Baba Yaga story, that Russian story about him being a boogeyman. So I'm wondering if he's gonna break out that Russian accent and everything. I feel like this is Keanu's time. If a lot of people feel like he's too thin to play the role, they want to.
It's not my instinct. I like Keanu Reeves. I don't love Keanu Reeves. And I know that's like an incredibly controversial statement, but I'm very like, he's fine. He seems like a cool dude.
You feel about him the way you feel about Tom Brady?
I like Keanu Reeves more than I like Tom Brady.
What? Okay.
I had to rank completely unrelated celebrities.
Keanu Reeves.
I like him. Like I said, I think he can be a lot of fun and stuff. I don't understand. I get kind of from a this dude is like beloved and kind of having a moment right now in the public eye. I can understand why Marvel wants to get him in there. But from an acting standpoint, I'm not like, oh my God, I need to see Keanu Reeves do more stuff.
Yeah. I wouldn't have, he wouldn't be on my list for that character.
Yeah, he feels like an odd choice for that character. I feel like there's more fitting superheroes.
He would have been an amazing Doctor Strange.
That's actually what as I was saying, and I was like, I feel like a Doctor Strange kind of thing, but we got that. So.
Yeah. So I feel I don't know. I mean, if it wasn't for John Wick, I wouldn't have believed, because it's so long since like Point Blank and Speed and everything. I mean, he doesn't. I mean, The Matrix is one thing, but a badass like Kraven the Hunter is like no way you're gonna convince me that he's that cutthroat and has that killer instinct. Then he does it with John Wick. I'm like, okay. Yeah. That's why I don't argue it at all, because we've seen him play this king of the jungle, badass hunter, nobody's gonna stop me type of guy before. So,
but I feel like being able to play badass and being like the perfect fit for the character are not necessarily the best,
right?
Like the same thing. And I feel, and I know we have a community poll coming up, and I spoilers. I think this is a pretty common opinion, because when I Googled it to do a bit of research. One of the first articles that popped up were people wanting Carl Urban in the role, and you see it side by side, and it's just like, oh, he looks like that dude.
Yeah,
that's spot on.
I remember I heard something or read something that Keanu Reeves says that when he was asked that question, who would you, if you would play a superhero, who would you want to play? He wanted to play Wolverine. I'm like, I definitely wouldn't have been able to see. And the face I see with the mutton chops and everything, I could see it with the way he shaves, but. No, it's almost the same character.
Yeah.
With as far as like animal and badass and things like that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But you said we have a poll coming up, right?
Yeah. So we asked in the community. So Keanu Reeves is said to be in talks to play Kraven, but if Keanu Reeves didn't take Kraven the Hunter, who would you prefer? Who would you want considered if he didn't take the role? So 45% said Carl Urban. 30% said Jeffrey Dean Morgan, 16% said is it Manu Bennett, and 9% said Josh Brolin.
I'm a little surprised, but I'm not surprised with the Josh Brolin thing, because he did such a good job with the other two superheroes that he played. I don't see a Kraven. I could if they picked him, I could see. I'd accept it.
He would just I would feel like overkill.
But I agree. For the most part, I agree with the results of that list. And if you guys can think of another actor that wasn't mentioned there, put it in the box and let us know. But I'm right there with you on that breakdown of that list. If
you see the side by side with Carl Urban, like I said, it's just
that's right, and it was ever since The Boys.
Like,
yeah,
it's so spot on. And I know they were saying, like, having done The Boys, it's like they know he can kind of handle that world, like a superhero world. I don't know. He feels like a better choice for me, but I also get that I think Keanu puts butts in the seats, and I do think that's where like Kevin Feige's coming from, going, we really want to get him in
Keanu,
here.
Yeah. If not that character, maybe, I don't know. There's other superhero characters I could think of, but him playing a villain is interesting to me. And the other interesting thing about that character choice for Kraven the Hunter is that Kraven doesn't see himself as a villain. He's just a guy who just lives by this that code and everything. He doesn't see himself as being a villain at all. But when
the best villains don't, though.
Yeah, exactly. But it's not like he's trying to destroy the city to save the world. He's like, no, Spider-Man looks like a good challenge. I'm gonna go kill him. Sorry, I gotta get this done before lunch. That's all. No, nothing personal.
He's not a villain. He's just bored.
He's just bored. Yeah, exactly. I'm done with these lions and tigers and bears. I'm trying to get that Spider-Man. That's pretty much it. But I agree with my second choice would be Negan himself. From
He'd be good.
I think I'm like almost 50-50 with Carl Urban and him. But
I think physically is just that, and not that they tend to care that much with casting, like from comic books, but.
Right. Yeah, they'll train you up and they'll put you in a bodysuit. But Carl Urban, though, he physically is.
That's true. Are we gonna get like weird ripped? Is like Keanu gonna have
He won't do it. He'll get in better shape, and he won't bulk up. I know he won't.
I want him to get weird ripped.
It'll be the slimmest, sleekest, quickest, skinniest Kraven the Hunter.
Weird bulk.
Yeah.
Swole Keanu, come on.
Yeah, like maybe those Popeye arms, but that's it. He won't do anything else. I mean, I can just see him putting in his contract. It's like, you're gonna have to gain about 50 pounds. He's like, I'm not doing that. Yes, sir, Mr. Reeves. Like, they're not gonna force him.
Yeah, like I said, people will show up regardless. So.
But yeah, let us know what you guys think, and we'll talk about it more on upcoming episodes. Maybe on We Got Your Mail. All right, so guys, it's time for a little bit of We Got Your Mail. Let me see if I can do this right. It might be the first time I actually do this correctly on the show. For We Got Your Mail. Guys, this is the part of the show where we take all your questions, your comments, concerns over the week, and we discuss them right here. We've been pushing you for more questions with, something with a question mark at the end of it, because, for the most part, you guys are just talking at us. You're like, Keanu Reeves sucks, or I love Keanu Reeves. I was like, okay, that's not really much for us to talk about there.
We'll add it to the tally.
We'll just add it, yeah. But when you say Keanu Reeves is awesome, but I heard that he, just give us something juicy and there's something to nibble on, and we'll talk about it. This is the part where we'll talk about it.
We're just gonna make up some hot Keanu Reeves gossip.
Yeah, this whole show, just like on that Britney Spears thing, that whole podcast about.
We're trying to bring it back to the really toxic age of celebrity culture.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of our MO.
Paris Hilton just retired all that nastiness, so talking to the medias might pick that baton up. No, I'm not going to do that. But
Perez. I thought you said Paris Hilton.
Perez Hilton. That's what I meant to say, right? Sorry about that.
Like, she said a dog. I don't know. She's fine.
But let's run down these quick questions and let's talk about them. What's the first one?
All right. Our very own moderator, Joe Ryan, asked on YouTube, had some pretty solid WandaVision questions, asking, why would she lie to Vision, the man she loves and trusts? Why do the kids have the ability to age up on their own? The last episode was the 80s. Will the next episode be the 90s? What happens when they get to the 2020s? Is Vision real? Why was the neighbor acting so weird like an actor on a set?
I love the way the way it broke down. The last one was in the 80s. The next one be in the 90s. Is Vision real? That was the way. It was just the way he threw it in there. It was perfect.
Extreme of consciousness. I enjoy it.
It's like
no, but I think some very solid questions there. I loved the thing where it's just like, I saw a tweet, and I always feel bad when I'm like quoting tweets and I can't remember who said them, but it was just like, I can't wait for the 2020s episode where it's just like a vertical screen format and just like 30 seconds of like Vision throwing cheese slices like on Wanda's face like a TikTok. Yeah.
The last episode, the season finale will be a TikTok video. That'd be messed up. But I know, from what I can tell, the next one should be set in the 90s.
The season finale should be a remake of the 80s.
Oh, don't do that. No, we have what, 3 episodes left? We have episodes 6, 7, 8, 9. We have 4 episosodes left. So I have
to think after the 90s we'll quit the decade jumping.
Oh no, I think it's gonna be after the 2000s. It's gonna be we're gonna stop, because I know for sure Wanda was like looking at the screen like a Modern Family Parks Rex moment in one of the trailers. So I think after the 2000s that'll be it. That maybe that Hex bubble will pop. By then,
the last episode has to break it.
I'm thinking before that. I'm thinking the next one is 90s, then 2000s, and then the last 2 episodes will be people getting punched in the face. There hasn't even been a punch thrown yet, and this show has got people going crazy. This is a comic book.
I think the second Vision catches on, whether that's that he's like.
Wait, you saying there's 2 Visions now?
His body. I think she brought his consciousness back to his body. So I don't know.
Wait, breaking news. Did you just say that there's 2 Visions? When the second Vision gets consciousness?
No, I said the second that Vision figures out. But I think that's when it'll break down. Because if Vision's not playing along, there's no reason for her to want that universe to still exist.
What was the other question? Why was the neighbor acting so weird like an actor on a set? Yeah, that's because when you're in that hex, that's the role. That's what you're being forced to play. Everybody's in pretty much like the movie Get Out. Everybody's in the sunken place right now. They're all under mind control. And there was an episode that showed you that Vision. Spoilers alert. So as a Vision was able to break people from the spell and release them temporarily, and you could tell Like, he's like, what the heck's going on? Why am I acting like it's 1945 or 1960 or something like that? You know, like, I need to call my wife. I need to get out of here. And then he got, put back under the spell. So everybody in that town is being forced to act like that. It's Wanda's vision. It's her perspective. It's what she wants.
I will say Catherine Hahn's character is acting weird in a different way than everybody else, which leads me to believe, and I think we're seeing a lot of theories that she's probably
more involved in people. Either she's possessed or she's just afraid for her life. There's so many working theories. Like, she keeps mentioning a husband that nobody's seen. He might be the big bad.
She's such a good character, like such a good actress and such a fun character. It's like, you got to do more with her. You don't get Catherine Hahn to not kind of knock something out of the park.
She needs her, like, if they ever do that spinoff show with Agent Wu and Darcy, Catherine Hahn needs to be a part of that. She needs to just be there to just drive in the van or something like that. That'd be awesome. I would love
I will say the kids aging up is one of those, like, I don't know. I think there's gonna be not plot holes, but things we never get like a full explanation on. And I do think like the kids aging up is gonna be one of those.
You want to hear the weirdest theory I've heard? Not to be take too much time on the first one, but one of the weirdest theories that I heard.
There were like 8 questions. We should have counted this as the first like six
questions, right? But one of the, because the rules of how Wanda is she's not able to create anything from thin air. She has to take something that already exists and then she can change it inside the hex. Mm-hmm. People are wondering if her kids came from that guy who turned into the beekeeper when she said no in reverse time either A, she took some kids and made kids for herself, or B, she killed that guy and turned them into her kids. I mean,
I think the kids are her kids. I think they established that. That like,
how did she get impregnated?
Well, listen, we can have this talk, but I don't know. I think YouTube might demonetize us if.
But I mean, that's the point. I mean, Vision can't do it. So the theory is she deleted that guy, used whatever was necessary, and turned it into a fertilized egg. That's the theory. I'm just saying. You don't have to buy it. You don't have to buy it. You just have to accept it. All right. Let's put money on it after the show. We'll see who's.
And I'll explain where babies come from. Also on the WandaVision topic, Muhest on YouTube asking some more very valid WandaVision questions, saying, "But why use the form of sitcoms, and why are they divided into time decades?"
Oh, it's the same question.
Well, but no, I think that's a solid. And again, I think that is one of those. It's stylistically cool, and we'll probably never get like a hard like. And here's why she did. I think
my theory is that
it makes sense of like sitcoms represent that like perfect happy family and everything's resolved in 30 minutes, and like emotionally that makes sense. So that's what she wanted. And then I think stylistically, jumping decades is just more interesting than having a show set in the 50s the whole time. Well,
I mean, the short answer is it was a cool new idea that's never been tried before. But I think to break down what's going on in the show, the working theory right now is that that's what she grew up with in her country. That that's the American TV that she was getting when she was growing up. Reruns of I Loves of Lucy and all that stuff. So that's what that's her safe space. That's
sort of emotionally like all the people who are like, oh, I learned English from these sitcoms.
Watching these shows and things like that. And moving up. And I wish she would, but when it got to the 80s, I just wish she would have watched more MacGyver and A-Team, because that episode had so much potential, but we didn't get that. We got Full House. What was that? The 80s version of it was like Full House and Family Ties or something. It was like it's always a mix of like
there was like an edge of Step by Step in there.
Yeah. But that's the theory right now, that's why she chose that, because she's just trying to feel safe and go back to a time where she was really happy. So that's probably what she was watching as a child before all this stuff started happening to her, as those old reruns in her country.
And like I said, I do think that is like the purest concept of the family. Like it really established the idea
of nuclear family,
the family unit, and like it solidified it so much in sort of our consciousness. It makes sense.
Yep.
Joe Ryan, once again, thanks, Joe, asks, why aren't we talking about Coming to America 2 or The Matrix 4? Because we can't count that high, Joe. Be nice. That's not why.
I'm like, well, she called me out. I'm like, if I didn't, I need more fingers. I can't count past 10. But I am purposely not trying to watch. I haven't even seen the new trailer that came out of Coming to America 2. I'm not I want to go in as fresh as possible. I don't want to see any more trailers. So, I mean, if something huge happens or something breaks, of course I'll cover it. But
you don't want to
I just don't. Yeah, I want to watch it. I want to sit down and just try to enjoy it. That's one of the reasons why I don't. But because nothing. The other answer is nothing really has happened besides them releasing these trailers. I heard that the trailer was way better than the first trailer, but I'm still hoping that this movie is going to be good with or without a good trailer. I'm going to give it a chance, and I'm looking forward to it. So I'm just not trying to spoil myself. So unless like an anvil, made by Acme, fell on the Wile E. Coyote during the filming of the movie, or something breaking like that happens, then I'm not. That's why you don't hear me talking about Coming to America too much. Matrix 4. The reason why I'm not talking about that much is because Amy hasn't even seen Matrix 1. What we gonna talk about?
I can run down all the things I know. I feel like I have a pretty good red pill, blue pill.
Yeah. Who ate it though?
Shoot a gun and the guy goes backwards, and I'm gonna watch it.
That's promises. But that's
I'll watch it. I'll watch it once you edit my other reactions, Chris.
Ooh, shots fired. Okay, touche. I like that. Moving on.
I don't want to overwhelm you,
And what's
April B. Oh, I hate this question very much. April B. Speaking of things I don't want to explain today, I never got to see Two Girls, One Cup before it was taken off YouTube, so I'm completely lost with it. What is it?
So, what is it?
Well, when two girls
love a cup so much.
Very much.
If anybody in the live chat wants to explain what it is, don't.
I managed to get, because that was like late elementary, early middle school for me, I feel like.
Oh roughly. My God. I just remember something. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I'm totally.
I managed to avoid it, and I was so grateful. No one ever did the hey, watch this.
You want to know what the spirit of Two Girls, One Cup is? Go to YouTube. Go to YouTube.
I think I misunderstood the question.
And type in Two Girls, One Cup, T3 Medias. You'll see my reaction to it. I think there's a reaction to it on this channel. It's not on there. I didn't put it on the screen. But Sean tricked me into watching it.
Wow.
And recorded my reaction. So that'll give you an idea. So what's the next question?
All in the Game. Also, April, Google it. You can Google
You will find. You just wanted us to talk about it.
All in the Game. I know. I love this person who's like, I never got to see it, and I'm new here on the
Can
internet.
you describe it in full details and act it out? No.
All in the Game, talking WandaVision a bit more, said the iconic 90s family sitcom they're likely to reference would be a mix of Roseanne and Full House, cameo opportunity for Liz Olsen's sisters. And yes, it's one and done limited series with Wanda's story progressing in the movies, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Evan Peters as a sword agent makes no sense due to the logic Amy laid out. It's either a true multiverse or mutants opening, or it's Evan as Mephisto due to his American Horror Story background. Wish the MCU would get the pronunciation right. Lagos, not Lagos. I learned something today. Had the same minor complaint when I watched Civil War, as I lived there for a while. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
All in the Game. How about you, Lego my ego? He threw a shot at me talking about my theory about Evan Peters being a secret sword agent. That's my theory. Okay, the alarm was going off as the cameo was happening. My theory is that that is a sword agent who they found a guy that could pass enough for a brother that's just been recast, because they were talking about how things that get put into the hex change. But if we were to go into the hex wearing things that already fit the narrative or what's going on, that 80s style, then maybe we won't change that much. I think Sword is testing that theory out with Evan Peters. If he's not the big bad and all these other things that these think he is, that's my guess. I think he's an undercover sword agent, because imagine what would happen to him if he is, and then later Wanda finds out. that he's lying to her.
That's not a valid reason, though.
I just want to see him get crushed.
It'd be cool and I want it is not a valid reason to have plot holes, but okay. Roseanne's a good pull. I feel like, because I know
you think they're gonna go with Roseanne for the 90s?
Well, I don't know because I feel like 90s and 80s sitcoms have, because like the 80s one had an edge of Full House to it already.
I'm thinking Martin.
Okay. Yeah.
It just have Wanda be like, what's that? Wanda.
Yeah, I got real tasteless real fast.
Wanda.
No, but I do feel like there's so much bleed over between like 80s and 90s family sitcoms. And then I know we talked Friends, but like I think All in the Game brings kind of references. It's a good point of like, it has to be that iconic family sitcom.
I mean, yeah, because a lot of those shows did bleed over from the 80s to the 90s and from the 90s to the 2000s. Yeah. But like I'm landing on Friends because I know that started in the 90s, and
it's not a family sitcom at all.
I mean, just have the neighbors, just have a bunch of neighbors coming in and just being there for all damn day. I mean, Friends. I mean, you're right.
I mean, characters end up like Monica and Chandler end up together. Spoilers, but.
Yeah, exactly. It's season 11 of Friends with WandaVision.
It's season. They end up together in season. I might actually know this. We don't have to. No, but I do feel like in the 90s, you really saw the emergence of the friend sitcom, like whether it was Friends or stuff in that vein,
right?
Like Sex and the City and that kind of stuff, and then the family sitcoms.
The rise of the cable TV shows started. Yeah,
but there's not a ton that feels like not in the family 90s. Sitcom that doesn't feel like a bleed over from the 80s. So I'm just genuinely curious.
I know it started in the 80s, but it ended in the 90s. The Simpsons, Married with Children. They might go
Married with Children. I guess like
they might go there because the kids are there now.
That was part of it too, though. They got less idealized. Mm-hmm. Like you're talking things like Friends and things like Married with Children and things that like took a little more of an edge when they were looking at it.
Right.
I think it creates an interesting sort of question that I'm sure someone figured out, but I'm excited to see what they do with it.
Yep. What's the next one?
Did we ask this question or did he just volunteer this?
This is a volunteered rundown. We have Evan the Cinema Guy. Is that what we're talking about?
Evan the Cinema Guy just wanted to share the following.
This is his
my top 10
10
celebrity crushes: Emma Stone, Lucy Hale, Gina Carano, Jamie Alexander, Margot Robbie, Haley Steinfeld, Anne Hathaway, Mila Kunis, Olivia Wilde, Elizabeth Banks.
Let me.
I don't want to know what that noise at the end was.
Let me. I think there was another video where I think I gave a rundown of like my hall passes, and that's what he.
I was a little.
You just thought that I don't know. Yo, guys,
emailed that to you.
From this point on, everybody in the live chat, don't forget to hit the like button as well. But yeah, just send us your top 10 whatever celebrity crushes, the times that you got away with crimes and things like that. Top 10 whatever. I don't care what it is. Just for no reason at all, just send us your top 10. Here are my top 10 butterflies that I've collected. I don't care what it is. I want to read those things. I love it. But the Cinema Guy, even though I agree with every choice that you have on the list, no Halle Berry? Come on, man. Halle Berry's on everybody's list. But Olivia Wilde, I don't think she gets listed enough. I could break down that list for the rest of the show, but I'm not. So it's a
solid.
It is a great list. Let me just think about that.
I think it's pretty much very few people would agree with you. Maybe Gina Carano just for the.
I would keep Gina Carano on the list just so because I know that she would cradle me in those arms. I would feel safe. I'm like, oh. Talk to me about the Mandalorian.
Would you feel safer around Gina Carano?
Hey. Anybody breaks in the house, I'd wake up in the middle of the night like, go check. See, I'm not going. I would feel. That's what I mean by safe. She would, she would protect me. She would save my life. Would I feel safe? Like what are we talking about here? Like, Never mind. No, I'm not gonna ask. Let's move on because
we can go down this path.
Yeah, because I can turn this into a PG-13 to R real quick if I don't control myself. Good list. Amy's not gonna like this graphic.
We have a new segment. Amy asks. Amy has questions. Asking questions. Answer me. Amy asks. Do we like it? Are we keeping it? Please tell me you can save that soundbite.
Well,
that's fine. That's like the best picture I've ever taken. Amy asks if you could see any. It is. If you could see any two living artists do a Super Bowl halftime show together, a la J-Lo and Shakira last year, who would you want to see? Oliver Barnes says Chris Brown and Britney Spears would kill it.
I think that was a joke.
Yeah.
And the Keek show says hologram Tupac and Biggie. But wasn't the question living? People living?
The holograms are living. Also, shout out to the Keek show. Also very fun, like geek chat. And I'll be on there on Friday with Eric. So
on the Keek show
Day special. T. Smith says Jack Harlow and Lil Wayne. And Will Jenkins says Britney Spears and Dua Lipa would be fire emoji.
Now, I had to think about it, but that
Britney
last
Spears
one,
and Dua Lipa would be fun, actually.
That would actually be an interesting one.
That would be really good. Like if it was a Britney Spears halftime show, and then like halfway through, because that's one thing. It would make more sense. The show was missing for me. I kept going like, okay, when is someone else gonna like?
Me and Joyce said the same thing. I think that because Miley Cyrus did it, she had like 2 guests, and but he didn't. The Weeknd was like, I got it.
It was seriously missing a little like though.
I just read
Britney Spears and Janet Jackson, and it's just the screw Justin Timberlake.
She's already exactly, and pull out a cardboard picture of Justin and punch it, but
no, Britney Spears and Dua Lipa would be fun though. I think that would be a fun like like most people like know and like Britney to some degree, and then Dua Lipa's a fun modern, but like she's a good performer.
It would most likely be how do you say her name? Dua. I'm gonna butcher it. Not Britney. What's her name?
Dua Lipa.
Dua Lipa. I'm always messing up.
Dua Lipa.
It would probably be her show, and then Britney would probably be the guest in that. But I mean, it's just like on level.
I don't know. I'm gonna call it. I think with this documentary and everything, I think we are on the edge of like the Britney songs. You think it would be more like a Super Bowl halftime show, like a Madonna featuring Nicki Minaj kind of a thing? Like I think it'll be. I think we're on the edge of the Britney songs, and I would not be surprised if we had her doing a halftime show in the next couple of years.
We'll see.
Because they do those kind of throwbacky ones every once in a while. Of like, oh, she's gonna do the classics. She's gonna do a couple new ones.
Yeah.
I feel like J-Lo and Shakira, there were so many numbers where it was like, oh, I remember this from like the middle school dance. Amazing. So
that was bootylicious. Anyway,
that was a great halftime show, man.
What's the next one?
Mr. Mueretekno. We were discussing who would cast in the Shining remake. And I feel like he thought we were discussing an actual Shining remake because he said, it does not matter. The only reason to make a remake or sequel of The Shining is the greed of some producer or studio that does not have even a drop of respect for the medium as an art form. There's a giant difference between I'm going to found this product because I think it is good and interesting and I think it will generate a profit. It is a movie that being almost 4 decades old, it still looks incredible because those who made it put everything they had to make a better movie than the movie they were remaking. Today, the idea of making a better version of a movie is not the focus of the remake. The focus is people know it. That's why they're going to consume it.
And
they're not doing a Shining remake, just to be clear.
Yeah, I mean, he got really passionate about it. I
understand where you're coming from. Like, I understand the frustration of like the remakes and sequels of things that don't need it. Mm-hmm. The question I posed, because my boyfriend and I were chatting, and I was like, we were talking about.
You can be honest. It was a fight that Eric was losing.
Yeah, because I've been reading a fair amount of Stephen King lately, and when I read The Shining, because I really need something scary because the world's not enough. And when I read The Shining, I was really struck by like, oh, that's why the movie doesn't work for me, because in the book, you really understand why they think this could work. You understand, like, Jack is like a dude with some issues, to be sure, but like, you understand why they're like, we're gonna get our lives back on track and save our marriage. And when I watched the movie, I was like, with it, the second Jack Nicholson came on screen, it's like, yeah, that guy could kill his family. Yeah, 100% that guy could kill his family. Yeah. And like, I think Shelley Duvall was really miscast as Wendy as well. So we were just chatting like, who would you cast in that? Who would work in that?
Yeah,
and that sort of spiraled.
But he took it to the serious level, like as if this was already greenlit and happening tomorrow. And I think we got into a conversation about how producers they're just out in it for the money, but they should get a person to make it. That's just for the back in the day. It was all about the love of filmmaking and stuff. Like, no, it's always been about the money. I mean, does a person who writes a movie or a script want to get it made and they love their project and would love to see it come to life? Yeah, of course. I mean, look, Kevin Smith.
I mean, I understand feeling protective of like Stanley Kubrick's artistry, because he did put such insane like detail and effort into his films. Yeah. But
as far as
also they did a sequel, and they did it because there was a sequel to The Shining that Stephen King wrote. So
yeah, I mean, but movies get greenlit because producers feel like they can make a profit.
Yeah,
I mean that's just the truth. I mean, do we want this to be a perfect world where it's all about the love? Even if this movie fails, we're gonna give it 3 sequels because it's an art. Like, I mean, in a perfect world that'd be great, but it wouldn't make any sense financially. Hey, are you a capitalist or not? This is America. Joe Ryan says The Shining was remade in a mini series. It was pretty good. I didn't see the mini series. I didn't see it. But I think I heard about it. Sopranos can be 2000s. If they do the Sopranos on WandaVision, woke up this morning, got yourself a gun kind of a beginning. Oh, my God. Oh, that would be awesome. I miss the Sopranos, man. That would be awesome. So what's the next one?
JFS, the reviewer, asked on Twitter, which old TV show or movie do you want to see get remade? Well, which one do you wish won't get remade? The Shining. Screw that last
screw that guy. The Shining. Forget the art. It's all about the money. Shining's not profitable enough.
I want to piss on Kubrick's vision. What TV show or movie do I want to see get remade? I feel like my gut instinct is just like none of them, because I want new stories to be told. I'm
indifferent. I don't care if things get remade. It doesn't erase the original.
It doesn't take away the but yeah, I'm trying to think of something I'm actually
everything.
Like, I would love.
Remake it all. Star Wars. No. It's too soon.
Fans would love that. No one's head would explode at all. What would I like to see?
Which old TV show or movie do you want to see get remade?
Like a total remake, or like a reboot,
or like do what we're doing currently is like bring the show back for another season, like with now. Okay, I'm gonna alter your question a little bit, JFS. Now a show that I would like to see come back, like Punky Brewster style, or the Connors from Roseanne and whatnot.
Yeah.
Family Matters. That's a show that they've all said they're willing to do it if they're all still together. They've done an interview recently. I watched. It was like an hour-long interview with the original cast. They all said that if the network approached them, that they would do it. And I think I got a feeling it's going to happen. But Family Matters, Steve Urkel, I think I would love to see that story continue. That's the one I would pick. Not a remake, but a continuation. But that's
yeah.
You still don't have any?
Yeah, I'm thinking
Rainbow Bright.
What?
Rainbow Bright.
It's funny because I haven't even gotten through, but I've been watching it, like working my way through it on Hulu a bit. So I guess that's why it's fresh on my mind. But I feel like something like King of the Hill just had like a tone and.
You mean like a live action version?
Voice that I would really. No, like reboot the cartoon. I'd be really curious to see how they would kind of handle like the modern state of the world with those characters.
Which ones do I wish would not get remade? I heard that they're thinking about speaking about Sopranos. I heard they're thinking about doing like a prequel to the Sopranos. I don't know if that's necessary. But at the same time,
no. When you have a show that's so widely considered one of the best shows of all time, it is hard not to feel like just let it be.
Yeah.
Just let it.
Let it be. All right.
I don't know. I feel like I'm not a huge fan of it, but the Sex and the City reboot feels unnecessary, especially since they can't get the actress who plays Samantha back, who is by far the best character.
Yeah, I never watched one episode. Never watched the movies. I'm not the demographic. I watched them.
No, and I was a little young for it, but what I have seen of it, it's just very much like, look, I get why this was impactful. I get why people loved it.
I just don't get why they made two movies.
What?
I just don't get why they made two movies.
That's the thing. The movies were so bad and it was so of its time. I think it's one that it is just that and like I said, especially not having why can't I think of her name? Point being,
Sarah Jessica Parker.
And again, I don't know.
The Samantha lady.
Yes.
Reese Witherspoon.
This isn't helping me at all.
I want a remake of Kim Cattrall. I want a remake of The Freeway with Reese Witherspoon. That's only a few people in the world has seen that movie. Reese Witherspoon and Keith Sutherland. It was based on The Big Bad Wolf and Little Red Riding Hood. Rated R. But yeah, there's very few things I want to see remade. There are things I wouldn't mind getting more of. Okay. Yeah, I agree. Last one for We Got Your Mail. Another Ask Amy.
Amy asks, I'm asking questions.
Oh, not Ask Amy. I said Ask Amy. This is Amy's show. Okay. This is her.
Ask Amy is when you write into the newspaper. I think that's the whole thing.
I never thought this would happen to me.
I asked in my son, I asked if WandaVision did a crossover episode, what Marvel character or team would be most entertaining to see in her sitcom universe? Ruben said, imagine if Bruce Banner showed up in the sitcom, for example. I think that'd be sick. Deadpool would suck because he'd break the fourth wall and just get thrown out. That's true. But it's always fun to have around. I'd say Spider-Man is a good pick too. He's probably innocent and well-meaning enough to be allowed in the world by Wanda. Nick Fury would be pretty crazy. I'd like to see the reaction to him showing up as he commands such a high degree of respect. As for the TV show characters, I'd say Daredevil would be the best pick, as him being blind would bring a new interesting dynamic to Westfield, and him being a lawyer, perhaps he could reason with Maximov. I'd love to hear more suggestions. That was such a thorough answer. Thank you, Ruben.
I mean, you even covered the one that I know will never happen, but I agree with the most, like the Daredevil thing. Everybody out of all the Marvel Netflix ones, Daredevil is the one who perfectly fits in the MCU. But Kevin Feige is never going to pull them up. Maybe he will. Maybe in the Multiverse of Madness. Maybe. But will he bring that Daredevil up? If anyone could, it could be the Daredevil. Maybe Punisher. I feel like those two would work in the MCU, but in WandaVision, I don't know. What would be the point of Rupert Murdoch? Is it Rupert Murdoch? Matt Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch.
Definitely not his name. I don't know what it
Matt
is.
Murdoch.
What
would be the point of Matt Murdoch? Rupert Murdoch here. No, what would be the point of Roop to go to that bubble? I mean, does Wanda need a lawyer? He's a lawyer. What does Wanda need legal representation after all these crimes that she's committed? Probably. That's probably the angle.
I love the point that Deadpool would just break the fourth wall and get his ass thrown out.
Immediately. I mean, the second.
That's such a funny point.
It's like, why? Like, what's going on? Are we in the 90s? What's happening? It would piss Wanda off so much, but you know who would love it? You know which character would love watching that episode? I mean, in the show. Was her name Darcy? Is it Kat Dennings' character?
Yeah.
Would love it. She would probably fall in love with Deadpool because I would love to see their comedy bouncing off of each other. That would kill me. But he's right.
I guess I'd want to see. So let's
Magneto.
Let's operate off the idea that they would be in the sitcom universe, sort of in the same way.
It would have to be a character on a sitcom level.
Yeah, so they're not standing there going, what am I doing here? I think Thor could be really fun because I feel like the Thor movie actually had almost that sitcom energy of like, we gotta pass him off as a normal
ever since
guy.
Thor Ragnarok,
and I feel like that.
Maybe. Yeah. That's a good I would pick as far as sitcom level. I would pick when I say that, I mean someone who hasn't been in any of the movies. I mean one of the like from the Netflix TV shows or somebody from Agents of Shield. I'm maybe what's his name, Carlson from the Agents of Shield TV show. Him. They could announce that he's still alive since he had his own show for all these 7 seasons. Maybe him. But they said that it's going to be a Luke Skywalker level cameo than the equivalent to the Mandalorian. So
I don't assume they'll actually bring them in as like I wasn't thinking like cameo. I was just thinking like crossover episode. I'm sure whoever actually if there is a bigger cameo than the Evan Peters thing, I think it will be more in the like superhero side of things than the.
I'm thinking a crossover with Agents of Shield. I'm thinking that, or maybe to promote the next show that's about to come over, maybe Falcon or Winter Soldier, maybe one of them. But it's Hawkeye. It's probably going to be Hawkeye because they're working on his TV show. He had some of a little bit of a relationship with Wanda, named his son after her brother. So it's probably going to be Hawkeye, but is that Luke Skywalker level? Nah. What would be Luke Skywalker? I always
forget about Hawkeye. So
what would be Luke Skywalker level would be their comic book father, Magneto from the X-Men. Since they already brought Pietro in there and bring Magneto, Michael Fassbender, Magneto, that would blow the internet up. I'm just saying. That's my prediction. Was that the last one? That was the last one for We Got Your Mail. Yeah. We ended it on an Amy Ask. We got to work on that jingle. Like I said, guys.
Amy Ask.
Oh no,
that was Panama.
That was like that's so meta. What was I about to say? Is that goth? What was that? What was it? Black hole sun, won't you come and ask Amy a question?
Amy has some questions now.
Oh wow! Now we just Alanis Moore setting this up. Okay.
No, it's still Panama. It's always been Panama.
Oh, okay. I thought okay. Okay, I guess I'm not the audience, but if you guys
lose it. I'm really bummed that we're going on Name That Tune next week. It's not going to go well, is it?
If you guys have a question and want to submit to the show, just put it in the box below. We'll talk about it on We Got Your Mail. We're encouraging more questions. But now let's get into the next segment for We Got Your Vote real quick. This is part of the show where in the community tab, we post questions and get you guys to vote on them. So let's go down the list. I think we already knocked out some earlier in the show. So let's go to the next We Got Your Vote question.
There's rumors of a
T3 Media.
Through the media.
Comparison. They've been compared to Luke Skywalker on The Mandalorian. So, what would you like it to be? 42% said Doctor Strange or Wong. 32% said Mephisto is the main villain, and 26% said Hawkeye.
It was so close, but
Doctor Strange makes the most sense if they're tying this into Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, it does.
Like someone from that universe.
But or at least Wong. I mean, I wouldn't be upset with him showing up just to lead us into the whole Multiverse of Madness thing and
what I do worry is they were overselling that, like, because that was Elizabeth Olsen who said that, right?
For
that it would be a Luke Skywalker level cameo.
Yeah, I think it was it was her in the interview. Yeah.
So
I'm reading the live chat. The
other thing my money is a little bit on was that it was the Evan Peters cameo. Or like the Evan Peters reveal, and everybody's gonna like get to the end and be a little like, "Oh, that was."
If that was the cameo, I'm gonna be ever so pissed.
I'm calling that shot now. I could be wrong, but I'm calling that.
Joe Ryan says he said Tony and Penny.
Oh, that was I think he was talking for the last question for who he wanted to see.
To come in. Okay, cool. For that other show. That was yesterday's show.
Get it together.
I didn't catch it in time. My bad, Joe. All right. What's the next one?
So we asked, all right, so this is a four-parter. So we're gonna.
Oh yeah, we broke down those Super Bowl commercials. Woo.
I feel like I need like a brackets. I think that's baseball. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial? It is, because it's the only sport I watch. What was your favorite Super Bowl commercial? Winner of this line will move to the final three. The winner with 58% said Falcon and Winter Soldier. 18% said M. Night Shyamalan's old trailer, I Have Thoughts. 10% said Doritos 3D. 8% said DoorDash with Sesame Street. 6% said M&M's with Dan Levy.
And before we move on to the next bracket, let's get those. I know it's been killing you. You've been wanting to talk about M. Night Shyamalan for a minute there. You got a minute. Go. What do you love so much about that trailer?
It is the worst I'm gonna get hate for this. That movie looks so bad, and I have since Sunday just randomly been going, Mommy, my swimsuit hurts. Like something about that just and then like the kid like walked away and came back and he was like a grown man, and then there was a girl giving birth for no reason.
Is the girl who gave birth another couple, or was that the daughter growing up and then getting?
I assume it was the daughter growing up for some reason.
That's the thing that freaked me out.
We were all kind of like, what is, like, I lost my mind when the kid was like, Mommy, my swimsuit hurts. Like, just destroyed me. And then we were all like, okay, what is this? And then the title of the movie's just old.
It's like the other movie, like Thinner. Wasn't that not Stephen, who am I thinking about? Writer of Carrie. What's his name? Stephen King. Like that movie Thinner. It's just a simple title.
Not as funny as Old. Old is hilarious. M. Night Shyamalan made some great movies. I think we're giving him too much power.
No. I mean, he's had too much power, and that's when he really went on the deep end. When he was really feeling himself after he was dubbed the next Spielberg, and he started thinking that anything he does is amazing, and then he learned real quick that you can lose your fame, and he slowly started coming back. With the Visit and the movie Devil. They stopped giving him money. And was like, nope, we're giving you $10 million. That's it. Make something happen, like you used to back in the day. And he slowly started running with that and staying in that little box and putting that he's in. And I think this is another one of those types of movies. I'm not gonna sleep on this one. I think this one might be a good one because it still feels like he's keeping himself in check, and they didn't give him like $100 million to play with. I think this is another low. I have to look it up. I think it's low budget. And if it's low budget, I think it'll be all right. But if it's bigger budget, then yeah, you're right. He might go into the deep end again. No pun intended, because it's on an island.
I have one quick counter argument for that, and it is, Mommy,
okay, you got me. Okay.
Our next poll, break it down. Favorite Super Bowl commercial. 50% said the GM commercial with Will Ferrell, our winner from this heat. 26% said Bud Light Legends. 18% said Drake from State Farm, and 5% said Paramount Plus.
Oh, I put Drake from State Farm twice
Drake
on here.
From State Farm didn't take it. What'd you say?
I accidentally put Drake from State Farm twice on the graphic, but yeah, you're right. I'm surprised about that too.
I thought Drake from State Farm would have taken this one.
I thought Bud Light Legends would have taken it because it brought back all those old commercials. I'm surprised
that's as high as it was.
Oh no, those commercials, seeing those guys come back, that I love you, man, guy. Oh, that was the best commercial. It was so the nostalgia hit me so much. I'm an old guy. I remember those commercials. That reminds me of the What's Up. I don't think that was Bud Light, but the I Love You, man.
I know, I was sad because I feel like if you're going Budweiser, like What's Up and the Frogs, I was waiting for that.
Was it? But I think this was Bud Light though. That's why they weren't there.
That's why it sucked.
But what was the?
And then our final heat tally of the Super Bowl commercials. Our winner with 44% of this heat went to Michael B. Jordan's Amazon commercial. 25% liked Bud Light Lemons. 22% liked Rocket Mortgage with Tracy Morgan, and only 9% given love to Tied with Jason Alexander. I like Jason Alexander's sweater. It was dumb, but it caught my attention.
I thought it was dumb the whole way until Jason Alexander showed up at the very end, because I was like, this is a waste of a commercial if he's not. And then he showed up. I'm like, okay, now. And
I will say I'm getting a little sick of and arguably, like, that's a total example of it. A lot of I feel like with Super Bowl commercials, we are moving away from writing like an actual clever concept, and more it's just becoming like, look, we got this celebrity.
Yeah, exactly. It's just
like I feel like they used to be a little actually funnier, and occasionally you get a celebrity cameo because it made sense.
Yeah, you give I mean, they had what, a 15-year run with just a horse in one of those beer commercials, and those commercials crushed. But I was surprised.
Remember last year when they killed Mr. Peanut? That was great.
Yeah, 2020, man. Woo!
What a wild year.
But now the winner from all, and of course Michael B. Jordan won this bracket because he was destroying the internet with the ladies. But no, you know what made that commercial?
I made like 8 YouTube accounts.
No, that commercial wasn't made by wasn't done right because Michael B. Jordan was in it. For the obvious reason, I know why the ladies loved it. That commercial was great because of the husband's reaction. That made that commercial.
That was funny.
It's getting too wet out here. That line crushed it, and I'm surprised that it wasn't voted higher. But that was my pick. But out of all three of those tallied up, we had our final 3, and it came down to the top 3 were what again? We had
Falcon and Winter Soldier, Will Ferrell with GM, and Michael B. Jordan with Amazon. And the winner with 50% was Falcon and Winter Soldier. Will Ferrell with GM got 30%, and Michael B. Jordan's Amazon ad got 20%. I feel, yes, Falcon and Winter Soldier looked cool. It was exciting to see the commercial, like the trailer for it.
But you don't agree it was the best commercial?
What?
But you don't agree it was the best commercial of the night?
I feel like it is a sign that it was a really, really weak year for Super Bowl commercials. When your top rated commercial is a trailer and not like, there was nothing that I would have talked about the next day of like, okay, but that one was funny. Like, there were ones that made me chuckle when I was watching it, but nothing that I like saw shared on social media subsequently. Nothing anybody was like, oh my God, did you see this one? It was great. Nothing I even like thought about and chuckled subsequently. So,
well, yeah. And it also depends on your audience. I mean, if you're asking like our demographic, of course, they're going to pick Falcon and the Winter Soldier. That trailer looked like it was a trailer for a movie that was about to come out. Joy she was confused. She thought like, wow, when does that movie come out? Like, no, it's Disney Plus. It's a TV series. All that action and all
I don't think I realized that.
That was that. Yeah, it felt like a movie trailer.
They tricked me.
They got you too. That's a TV series that's about to come out in March.
Okay, that makes sense.
So, but here's where I feel like the Michael B. Jordan. Not you guys are gonna think I have a man crush on Michael B. Jordan, and I do, but I feel like Amazon's mistake was releasing. That was one of the ones that was released way before, like a day or two before the Super Bowl. If that commercial would have debuted during the middle of the Super Bowl, that's what everybody would have been talking about. Like that whole, when he takes his shirt off and the husband's like, turn him down, like put your shirt back on, because the husband was just killing it. I feel like they could make a whole series of those commercials, but it was it debuted a couple days before, and the Falcon and Winter Soldier one just blew the internet up. I mean, they knew how to market it. They waited at the right time. Nobody expected it, and then boom, a trailer that tricked you into thinking a movie was about to come out just made Disney Plus look that much better.
So there you have it, guys. Next year, if you could please just like murder some more mascots for our entertainment.
Okay, what is was that? That wasn't the last one.
We have one more vote this week. As of today, there's been no significant full trailer for the upcoming Mortal Kombat film. Should we be worried? 71% said yes, always a sign of a bad movie. 29% said no. The teaser and pictures are awesome.
The teaser was good enough. Like, no. I mean, it's probably based on the fact that the first Mortal Kombat movie was awesome, but at the same time, it was trash. It was a bad movie, but it was still awesome at the same time. Will they be able to capture that magic again? No, they won't be able to capture that magic again. I feel like I'm with the 71%. I'm thinking that they're hiding this movie. And they're only showing us the best part.
Sonic situation where they like mess something up so bad they have to remake it.
Yeah, they're gonna get the same. What's the four-armed monster named Goro? From Mortal Kombat 2, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. They're gonna get that cast again. That movie was horrible. It was a way as as fun bad as the first one was. The first one was like a guy movie. It was like this is great for what it was. But it wasn't going to win any Oscars. And then it just went, down in quality afterwards. I hope it's good, but it disturbs me that the only thing I've really seen of it is that whole effects where the character Sub-Zero who makes ice. He's like making an ice sword. He's showing that. They've shown that a billion times. They've shown the picture of it. That's all they're showing. It's like, okay, what else happens in this movie besides the Mr. Slush over here? What's going on? Like who gets killed? What's gonna happen here? But yeah. I mean, I'm worried. I mean, the movie's coming. I mean, the show is coming out, or it's a movie, right? And it's coming out on HBO Max, I believe. It's supposed to be coming out like in a couple weeks or whatever. And there's no trailer. There's no full trailer. Oh well. You heard it here first, guys. It's gonna suck. That's just my 2 cents, whatever that's worth. Let us know what you guys think, guys, and like I said, keep sending us more questions and stuff. Maybe and you can put specifically if you want us to poll something in the community tab. We'll take suggestions. Otherwise, we'll just keep putting them up ourselves and let you guys duke it out in the finals like you did today. We appreciate you guys on that, and that's the show. We're gonna move on to some more riskier topics that you won't catch on this stream. You're gonna catch them for our members on the Talking to the Media's After Dark portion of the show. So we're gonna get into that. Like I said, guys, thank you guys again for joining us for another episode, and thanks for supporting the channel on the levels that you do. We really, really appreciate it. If you haven't become a subscriber, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Let us know what you guys think at all time. This show was brought to you in front of a live studio audience. Look at me right here when I say this to you. In front of a live studio audience of you amazing, beautiful people out there. That's right. I'm sucking up because I know where my dinner comes from. So appreciate you guys once again for joining us. And until next time, peace.
If you like